So this is Oxford Brookes against Nereus in the last race of the morning. Oxford Brookes on the left, furthest away from the island, the Berkshire station, the Buckinghamshire station, the Dutchman from Nereus. It is Nereus's lightweight crew. They're pretty handy, they're pretty fast, but they should not be a match for the well-drilled Oxford Brookes crew, coached by Henry Ballash. Where don't they look great off the start?
Yeah, they do look good. The lightweights have really put some more strokes in and maybe slightly struck a lead, but I just think as this Oxford Brookes crew really winds up to speed, they're going to do something with this. I mean, I wouldn't read too much into the times yesterday. Looking at the finish times, the Nereus crew is quite a bit quicker on time. I don't think that's going to be the case today in this race.
Well, the boats are, well, Nereus, you have a slight lead at the moment. There is a bit of magic in their coaching, because they're coached by Diederik Simon, the amazing Dutch Olympic champion rower from '96. He's an evergreen veteran, and he also was the coach whose crew got disqualified last year in the final of the ladies. So the Nereus crew, most of them that raced the ladies last year, they're heading for the international Dutch team. That's why they're not here, and he's coaching the lightweights. And you can see that the power of Brookes has done for the early pace of the lightweights.
Yeah, I mean, the situation, this is the Brookes' second crew, and their first crew's in the ladies' plate. And just the competition that they have in training every day against the other 8, it just raises the standard, and you can just see here the rhythm, the length, accuracy of the blade work. It's a really very good crew.
To my money, Brookes are rowing better and better. I mean, I think there used to be the aggressivity in Brookes rowing, but now you can kind of see they do have these snappy catches. I was talking to James Stanhope about the stroke of the Brookes first 8 here in the ladies, about how the catch goes in differently at Brookes to when he rode in the Molesey 8, the FISU 8, coached by Phil de Bourguignon. And he said, yeah, Brookes, we have more snappy catches, and he thinks that's because they do quite a lot of competitive work side by side at Brookes.
Yeah, they do, and I mean, I think it's mostly competitive side by side, and they also tend to have telemetry on their boats. Both the top 2 8s have telemetry by and large on their boat all the time, and the athletes are being measured all the time. And
do you think that? I mean, because I used to think like Brookes boys just went smack, really aggressive, and it seems to me they're more cultured on the catch now. The blades are sort of a lot more of the Brookes oarsmen's blades are coming through flatter. The timing pickup is sweeter.
It is, and the way they position their bodies, the way everything is much more refined. It's just become, as time has gone on, it's become a more and more professional, more and more refined system. And to be honest, in the competition they have against all these American universities and stuff, you need to do things better and better if you're going to compete. And as a university, it's a great model. They've got an 8 in the Thames Cup, in the ladies' plate, and they've got an 8 here in the Temple, and both are going to be at the front of that competition.
So if you're watching this YouTube presentation, it's the last race before the lunch break, and wondering why Nereus University, the winners of the ladies, the near winners of the ladies' plate, they won the race but got disqualified, why they're so far behind. It's because they're a lightweight crew. It's not the same guys that rode last year, and they are losing out to the power of this boat. We're looking at the back of Chris Tebb, the 21-year-old bowman. In front of him with black hair we've got Chris Sabb and William Hall, the 23-year-old, sat in 3 seats. Just as I'm going down the boat, I'm just conscious this boat is not stroked on stroke side. As you sort of look at the cocks, the right hand side of the boat, it's actually stroked on bow side, so you've kind of got stroke Matt Hintor, the Welshman, and he's on bow side. I mean, I'm thinking, why would you do that?
I think when you decide who the guys in the boat are, you've had a lot of competitive racing during the season, some side-by-side racing in 4s, and you start to find out who the man is who can generate the rhythm. Maybe you can communicate well with the cocks, and if they're on the other side, well, then you just have to put all the riggers the other way around. Now with these modern boats, really isn't that hard to do, to rearrange the equipment like that.
Well, so Matt's highlight, the 23-year-old strokeman, was winning the intermediate pairs at Bucks, and he did that because this is highlight because he doesn't really think he's very good in pairs. And I remember what that felt like, because I didn't think I was very good in pairs, and getting into the Worlds in a pair and winning a silver medal was a fantastic feat for me, and I love the fact that I was able to do that. So maybe he's a master of a small boat, and he's done so well in that race, and it's why Henry Ballash, his coach, has trusted him with the stroke seat of this boat.
Yeah, and rowing in those small boats makes your technique much more refined. So when you come in the bigger boats, the challenge is to move quick enough but the skill level is higher because you've done the smaller boats.
So let's give a name check to the other Brookes athletes. We got down to William Hull in the 3-seat, Rob Sterling in 4 as they move away from the Sam Nunn at 5, big 6-man, Gareth Seifas, then at 7, Brendan Edwards. Talked about the stroke man before, Charlie Clark, the Cox.
And again, you can see the crew there with the slower hands at the finish, same sort of thing we were talking about earlier tonight.
Nereus lightweights crossed the line. It was a comfortable paddle, wasn't it, that last race before lunch for Brookes? And we can hear the 3 cheers. They're just making that sort of noise right next to our commentary position, so you could probably pick up the feed through our mics.